Want to have your SEO questions answered live? At SEOtraining.com, we offer our members monthly Q&A calls with the father of SEO himself, Bruce Clay. In this series, we are going to share some of the SEO questions that have come in from our members during our live recordings. So if you want to participate and ask your questions to Bruce in our next call, sign up to become a member today at SEOtraining.com. Enjoy.
Do backlinks from sites you also own count toward SEO?
No.
Mhm.
Well, let's determine who knows you own them. But fundamentally, Google, of course, being a registrar, they know who owns what. So unless they're separately owned at the time you actually register the domain name, if the owners are the same person, Google knows you own them. Now, there's a special category for things like that. If Google knows you own them, there's two things. One, Google does not count the fact that all of your sites link to each other as being spam. They would expect sites with the same owner to link to each other. The flip side of that is they know that these are sites with the same owner linking to each other, and therefore those links are hardly important at all. But you're not likely to get penalized for it. So can it help? Maybe. But I wouldn't think that incestuous or linking between myself is going to count as, oh my God, this site should rank number one. That isn't likely to be the case.
Cool. Great questions.
Let me go one step further, because this linking is a monster category. Really, truly is a very, very large category. When you are mentioned in social media or in any site that is a news site. Now, remember, news sites are identified to Google because you have to apply to be a news site. But whenever you're a news or social media site, Google recognizes what are called mentions. And a mention is when somebody is talking about your site, but may or may not even link to it. Social media news sites, typically those links are automatically considered no follow, even if they're followed on the HTML, Google will ignore them. But they will count them as buzz. Somebody is talking about you, and therefore there is an advantage to your ranking, not as a link, but as an interest. And buzz from social media or from news sites can influence your ranking. It's typically short-lived, but it can help you over the short term. We've seen cases where a lot of social media mention on a website has put it up onto the first page of Google results quickly, but we've also seen it disappear within a day when the buzz dies down. So it's a temporary phenomenon. It has to do with high interest levels. And so that is a news link. If you are paying somebody to get a link from a news source, understand that may not really be very valuable. And I wouldn't, that's why people do it, right? The news source realizes it's not valuable, but people are willing to pay them for it. They'll sell it. It's money, but they don't consider it a big risk because it'll die off. So my opinion is, and it's well documented in our ebook, what you want to do is write content worth linking to and then mention it socially so that people could link to it if they wanted to, but at least they'll buzz about it. And that, I think, is one of the more effective ways to build a brand and get people recognizing and being more willing to link to you because you're vocal and you're a brand.
If you want to join our next Q&A call, be sure to sign up to become a member at SEOtraining.com so you can ask your questions live. As a member, you'll also have access to dozens of hours of training videos as well as our SEO tools and ebooks. SEO is always evolving and you need a way to stay up to date. So if you want to raise your SEO to the next level, be sure to sign up today at SEOtraining.com. Thanks for watching.